Hello again. I don't know about you, but I am very excited about Easter. It just so happens to be my personal favorite holiday, and there are so many wonderful things that you can do to celebrate it, of course. Well, today we're going to make two crafts that are Easter themed. We're going to be looking at this idea of darkness into light. So one of our crafts is going to be sort of a sunrise theme with a dark element, but juxtaposed, contrasted with the joy of light. Our other craft is going to be an empty tomb. So both of these are going to feature paper plates. Be sure you've got those on handy, as you always should in your craft basket. And the first one we're going to do is this sunrise effect. So we're going to start out by painting a paper plate to look like a sunrise. But what you might want to do, depending on your style of paint, is we're going to add a little bit of either crayon or marker or both. It's kind of a mixed media sunrise. So we're going to get our sunrise colors handy. Get plenty of orange and yellow and pink and all that fun stuff. And we're going to kind of just put this all over my paper plate. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can kind of, again, you can do it just with paint if you prefer, or you can mix all of these together, doing these colors of the early dawn, the hopeful, wonderful time, and remembering how Jesus arose on Easter. So then, once you've got some base color to shine through, I'm going to take my handy dandy watercolors, and I'm going to use those to brush over the paper plate and give it some extra little pops of color. So I've got my orange, my yellow, and my pink that I'm going to do for that. Or red, I suppose. I don't know if this is red or pink. It kind of depends. But we're going to just cover the whole plate in a fun, watery, gorgeous kind of sunrise theme. Then I'm going to set aside the plate to dry as we work on our next component. We're going to make a cross, but the focus is that the cross is sad and dark because that's when Jesus died, but then the sunrise shows how things can be happy and joyful again. So here's my sunrise plate, and now I'm going to trace my cross out of black paper, but then I'm going to put it on another background. So I'm going to trace this with white crayon so I can see what I'm doing. And then we'll put it on another background. And we'll add some additional elements to this as well. So, cutting it out. So we have the darkness of cross, which is literally the darkness before the dawn. And then I will have this on a nice, happy yellow to show that Jesus arose again. And you can cut this out as well if you'd like to. Now, I'm going to put this all together with a happy little explanation of what this all means. So we've got our highlighted cross here. Now I'm going to add a caption and explain I'll say, after darkness, the sun will rise. After death, here's the fun part, S-O-N, the sun, arose. So that's our happy little information of why we have this. Now we're going to put it together. So we'll bring this back. Now you might want to let it dry a bit first. But now we're going to attach, and you can have it right on there in the middle of the plate, or you can have it kind of above or below, or however you prefer. We're going to attach it to the plate, and just for fun, you don't have to do this part, but I'm going to add a few streamers too, just because that'll spice things up a little bit. So here's my caption and my cross, and then I've got some sunrise colored streamers. Fun fact, these were probably left over from retelling the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, but it works. Fire, sun, it's all the same. So we're going to just cut some of these guys so they're not super huge. And I can tape or glue or staple them around the plate. Since my paint is still slightly wet, I'm going to go with taping them. You can do whatever works best for you, of course. And then, if you'd like, if you want to hang this up somewhere, display it in all its wonderful glory, you can add a hole punch and put a little hanger there, and then voila, you've got this wonderful, lovely reminder of the joy that we know. Easter is on its way. Jesus is on his way. He has risen. He will rise again. So that's craft number one. A wonderful sunrise cross there. Now our next craft is going to be an empty tomb. So we're going to start out with another paper plate, because again, you should always have them on hand for crafts. And this one, we're going to cut the bottom off. You could cut it right in half if you wanted to, or if you want a bigger space, you can just cut the bottom so that it is flat on the bottom and has this more tomb-like appearance. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cut a door to represent the stone that was rolled away. But first, we're actually going to color this. So I'm going to color some gray over this so we can make it look like a rock. And if you want this rock to be like maybe in the garden, you know, you could add some little flowers or some kind of extra little fun there. You do not have to. That is up to you. But we're going to color it. Then we're going to cut out our stone. So I'm just going to cut kind of an arched doorway here. You can go ahead and cut it all the way out. You will see why. Now behind here, I'm going to put some yellow paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach this right onto the back, and then we'll cut that around. There we go. And now, on this back side, or on this underside, on this yellow part here, I'm going to caption Jesus is alive. The tomb is empty. And then if you'd like, you can also put a cross on here. You can use popsicle sticks to make a cross, or you can cut out a piece of paper. And on that, you could have an extra caption. And we're going to do the fun part where we get to roll the stone away. So, cutting out the paper. See, these crafts are happening in real time, unless, of course, you have small children, in which case it will take much longer. Disclaimer. So, here we're going to add something like, you can write whatever you like. You can mark one of the Gospels, or you can say, up from the grave he arose. Or you can write, he is risen, or whatever you like. That is up to you. We're going to attach that. Then, where's my handy dandy glue stick? Well, we'll use tape. Never mind, it rolled away. Then, once you get these guys all attached, we're going to put on our stone, which naturally is rolled away in the story. There we go. But, for our intents and purposes, we're going to attach it with a brad fastener, one of these handy dandy doodads there. And you might need to punch it with scissors first. Usually you can kind of, if you go carefully, you can punch it all the way through the paper. So we're going to punch the hole. There we go. And then we'll punch it again all the way through. And now, the fun part is here. We get to show how we can roll the stone away. So we might do another caption here. Something to the effect of suspense. Happy Easter. Or he is risen. So now we have our tomb with our stone, which we can roll away to show that the tomb is empty. Jesus is alive. He is risen. So, 2 fun, relatively simple, paper plate themed crafts that you can do at home or at Sunday school or wherever you might be to do whatever you prefer to do with them. So hopefully this gives you some good ideas that you can take and tweak and adapt and bounce off of and have fun with for your Easter and your ministry, wherever and with whomever that might be. Please feel free to join us again. Every week we have new videos with craft and children's message ideas. So have a great week. Go make some crafts, make some disciples, and we will see you next time. Happy Easter! He is risen indeed.